What's good, Commanders fans? Nothing good, not much good at all. So I'm gonna talk about the Commanders claiming John Ridgeway off of waivers. Now, multiple teams reportedly put in offers or claims, or trying to get him. But we were higher on the waiver wire than other teams, so we got him from the Cowboys. He did play for the Cowboys. He was a 5th-round pick. Dan Quinn said that he was very upset, that he got picked up, and they waived him. They thought they were going to be able to get him back, but that wasn't the case. So he's a 5th-round pick out of Arkansas. Did play for Illinois State. I'm gonna do some reading here because I just I don't know much about the guy. Did have a 3rd-round grade by some draft scouting networks or some draft scouts, draft experts. And this is Ron's MO. This is what he likes to do. He, the same thing with the Donovan Jeter pickup. Castro Fields, Wild Goose. He's not looking for a veteran when I think he should. It doesn't have to be a big name guy. I don't care about that, but I do feel like they should get a defensive tackle in here with experience. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. This is going to be their Fedarian Mathis fill-in or replacement, if you will, because Fedarian Mathis is out for the year. Casey Tuhill got a concussion, so I mean he doesn't play DT, but the defensive line is thin, the offensive line is thin, and it's a lot of the moves that Ron made are coming back to hurt him. Matt Ioannidis, being released because of the money situation or cap situation. Tim Settle, did he want to come back? I don't know if he wanted to come back or not, but they didn't make much of an effort trying to bring back Tim Settle. But it is what it is now. They drafted Fedarian Mathis. He's injured, so they just don't have a lot of defensive tackle depth at all. And then once again, Ron kind of goes bargain bin shopping, getting John Ridgeway, who I'm hearing a lot of good things. A lot of Cowboys fans are upset that he's going too. So I think it's a good pickup, but he's got to be ready to play on Sunday. The Eagles looked good last night. They did, offensively and defensively. Darius Slay was, it's Kirk Cousins. We know what Kirk Cousins does on Monday Night Football. The Eagles are no slouch, man. I picked them to win the division. They are the dream team on paper, and they're living up to the hype right now. They are. I got to give them their credit. I'm giving the Giants their credit for being 2-0. I'm giving the Eagles their credit for being 2-0. I can't say anything bad about those teams right now. I just have to sit up and respect those guys. Respect that team right now, because it's not looking good for us right now on Sunday, especially with Jack Del Rio against a mobile running quarterback, which is the kryptonite. Everything's the kryptonite for Jack Del Rio, but a mobile running quarterback is really the kryptonite for Jack Del Rio. So after that, I'm going to get to the Jamin Davis Instagram post, and then we'll wrap it up. Not too much of a long video, but just look at his college career. He started at Illinois State. He redshirted as a true freshman. During his redshirt season, he focused on the defensive tackle position after initially being recruited to play on the offensive line. He was a wrestler in high school too. He's a big boy, 6'5", 321 pounds. He was named to the Missouri Valley Football Conference all-newcomer team as a redshirt freshman after recording 30 tackles with 1 sack. He had 22 tackles with 3 tackles for loss and was named first-team All-MVFC in his redshirt junior season, which was shortened and played in the spring of 2021 due to the virus pandemic in the United States. After the season, Ridgeway entered the transfer portal. He committed to transfer to Arkansas over offers from Indiana, Texas, Penn State, Iowa, and some other big-name schools. 21-21 season, missed the regular season opener due to an appendectomy. Finished the season with 39 tackles, 2 sacks, and 4 tackles for loss, helping Arkansas finish with a 9-4 record and ranked number 21 in the AP poll for the season after winning the 2022 Outback Bowl over Penn State. So Ridgeway, he's a space eater, just like Fedarian Mathis. He's more of a run stopper. Doesn't provide much of a pass rush, but he's capable of doing it. But that's what we need. We need somebody that can fill in the gaps, eat up space, take up 2 offensive linemen, rotate with John Allen and Deron Payne so we can stop the run. Is this guy going to be the answer to stopping a run? I don't know, but he helps. This is his forte. This is his forte. So strength, impressive physical measurements, long arms and big hands, state champion wrestler with core strength and lean mass as well. So that's what I'm expecting him to do. Come in, fill the gaps, stop the run. He's a 2-gapping interior defensive lineman run stopper. So looking at some of his numbers as well, PFF is not gospel, but these are some of the numbers from his scouting report as well that I found. So in his percentile in PFF stable metrics among interior defensive linemen. So he was in the 79th percentile with run stop percentage in college. His pass rush win percentage was in the 12th percentile, which is pretty darn bad. His run defense grade was in the 23rd percentile, which is not great either. Pass rush grade was in the 8th percentile as well. So his best attribute is run stopping, and that's what we need him to do. We just need him to be disciplined, play together as a unit in their rush lanes, and we just need this guy to take up a couple offensive linemen so guys like Deron Payne can eat, Montez Sweat can eat, Casey Hill or Shaka Tony Key. So that's really going to be his role coming in there. So it's pretty cut and dry with John Ridgeway. Like I said, they call him the vanilla gorilla. This guy, you know, he takes up space, aggressive, big, strong guy, strong hands as well. So another writer, he's consistently able to take on double teams and be a disruptive force in the middle of the defense. Ridgeway has natural strength and heavy hands that when he shoots his hands can knock back the offensive lineman and literally press their upper body backward. So that's good to hear. Two gappy interior alignment. So that's what I'm hearing from him. So all right, moving on to Jamin Davis. If you didn't see, he put up an Instagram post referencing the movie Django. So he put up a picture of his face on Instagram. It got deleted pretty quickly. Now Bobby McCain liked the post. Jahan Dotson, some of his teammates liked the post as well. He did not allow comments to be made on this post. And this is stuff that we see too many times before. I remember Zach Brown put up stuff on social media. Mason Foster put up stuff on on social media before when they've been called out. Reminds me of the DJ Swearinger situation as well. We've seen this many, and we're not the only team that this stuff happens to, but just in Washington, I feel like it just happens a lot where we see coaches calling out players and the players clap back on social media and all kinds of stuff. It just happens frequently in Washington, in my opinion. So it's tough to see this happen to your first round pick that was drafted last year and that Ron Rivera is very high on. Both these guys are former linebackers too. But the post is his face. And then he posts a video of him getting that sack in the beginning of the game on 3rd and 12, which was a good play. I think Jamin Davis is a good pass rusher, and that's the way he should be used from now on. Really, I think that's his best attribute right now, to getting to the quarterback. The Jaguars game, I thought he did a good job of that too, but it was called back. And then the last post, he posted like a 5-second video from the movie Django, where these guys who are Klansmen, they have the little mask on or whatever over their face, and the guy poked the holes in the mask. If you remember the video from Django or the movie Django, and the guys criticize them for they can't see through the holes. And basically what Jamin is saying, in my opinion, what I interpret Rosetta Stone is that he's saying that all they do is criticize, which Ron Rivera and Jack Del Rio have. Now, has Jamin played well? He hasn't. But has Jack Del Rio coached well? Has Ron Rivera coached well at all? That terrible 2-point conversion. Jack Del Rio 3rd downs last year and this year now, not being able to stop the run. And they're just singling him out and scapegoating him, which is just like very annoying to see when you see David Mayo getting cooked, Kendall Fuller getting cooked. Everybody on the defense getting cooked. William Jackson, David Mayo, Boston. I mean, not Boston hasn't played yet, but Cole Holcomb too. So you want to consistently criticize this guy, Jamin Davis, and scapegoat him into the media, and you're not calling out anybody else, which is it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And Jamin Davis is getting tired of it. Now, he has to play better, but seeing him stand up for himself, I don't blame him for doing that. I really don't. Now, is it a good look on his part? It's not, but I don't blame him for it either, to be honest with you. So, but he later deleted the post, like probably an hour later. Like, of course, everybody on social media screenshot it and put it up, or screen record and put it up. So it's going around town now. Everybody sees it. Will they address it behind closed doors? Who knows? And then some people are saying it's directed at the fans. No, it's directed clearly to the coaches. Clearly to the coaches, because even after the Lions game, Ron had more to say about Jamin Davis, saying that he was inconsistent, and we are running out of time with Jamin Davis. We got to go out and got to be consistent. So they're already saying that they're running out of time with their first round pick from last year. So either he's going to be, I don't think he's going to be back next year at this rate. I just don't see it. Same thing with Jack Del Rio. Ron Rivera might not be here next year either if they don't make the playoffs. And it depends on how they lose too. The way they lose these games, that's on how they lose. If they a 2-point conversion and it's Ron's fault for that, stuff like that, then I don't see Ron Rivera being here next year. So they've really been coming down on Jamin Davis. Like I said before, Jack with the dust up stuff, and it correlates to MAGA. And that scene from Django, MAGA Jack, it correlates. So I do think it's directly towards the coaches. If you read between the lines, that's directly towards the coaches. So, but Jamin Davis, he's got to pick it up. Same thing with Jack, though. Jack's got to pick it up, and Ron's got to pick it up, because it's been lackluster so far. Lackluster before. We were very fortunate in that week 1 win, and then we got dusted by the Lions. The reverse play, we got dusted, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and then Amon-Ra St. Brown in the presser says, we've seen that bunch formation with Will Jackson and Kendall Fuller, and they get confused, and it's busted coverage, and they saw it coming, and then it worked, And Amon-Ra St. Brown went up the field for 30 yards. Easy, easy. DeAndre Swift on the floor, getting up, easy, slip and slide, getting in for a touchdown. So, same name, different day. Same name, a different name, same thing, honestly, with the Washington football franchise. So, don't want to be too doom and gloom, but we'll see what happens against the Eagles, man. It's not looking too great, to be honest. All right, you guys. Hail to the Commanders. Peace.